This basically is a Wi-Fi security light stroke camera stroke alarm, and basically what it is this is your camera here. Basically what it does, if somebody walks onto your property, the light will come on, plus it will send a notification to your phone. When you get the notification, you just press on your mobile phone and you can actually see who's there, and you can actually speak to them and they can speak back to you, plus you can set the alarm off. It's an excellent security light. I'm going to give you a run through on how to set it up. So the first thing you're going to do is you're basically going to have your everything here is in front of you. So you're going to go through the whole system there when you're setting it up. When you're setting the whole system up, you basically need to make sure that you always have your phone beside the camera, and make sure you're beside the ruler as well. So you're going to have make sure you always have your password in front of you. Basically, if you wanted to pause this tape, you can actually pause the tape and actually take your time setting it up. So basically that's the setup for it there. And then you're going to do, when you do the setup there, you're going to go into your settings. When you go into your settings, then you can pick out whichever one you're going to use. The first one you're going to go into is into your time settings. There's your time settings. So when you did the first setup there, basically what you're doing is you're going to go down to UTC 0, and then when you go into that and leave it at that, and you're going to press save. Once you press save, that's the time it's done for you. Take that out of the way, and then we go into, you're going to go into your you're going to stay in your settings, and you're going to go into alarm settings. When you go into alarm settings, you're going to make sure that you have your prompts on, so you enable the prompt, and then your motion detector. I'd always make sure that you have the motion detector fully over to the left hand side. So you're going to have the motion detector fully over to the left hand side, and on the top where you see that alarm prompts, you're going to have that on. So that's going to be blue as well. That's going to be enabled. And then you're going to go into your picture and sound, which is this one here. Again, you want to have your volume fully over to the right hand side 100%, and the motion, again, I'd always have it over to the left hand side. Have that fully over to the left hand side. Take that out of the way. You have your alarm comes here. And then you have a set time. It's a switch. Basically what it is for is for turning your security light on at different times. If you want to have a set coming on at 7 in the evening, and then going off at 8, or then coming back on at 9 and then going off at 10, you can do that on your phone here. So basically what you're doing here is, where it has the time there, is you're going to change that to say it's 16 or 1700, put it in there, and then you're going to have this press to say you want, that's the time you want it to come on. When you want it to come off, you press it on this, and then you put in the time you want it to go off. And then again, if you want to come back on again, you can put another time in up here, and then if you want to go off at another time, you can put 7, 8 different times, 10 times to come on and off, on and off. And then when you do all that, make sure you press save. If it's a case that you ever wanted to change the times, or you want to do away with those times and you don't want them coming on, you just swipe on this here over to your left hand side, and a delete will come up, and you just press delete, and that will delete the times as well. So basically that's you setting up the first system. As I said, the main thing to make sure is that you have your Wi-Fi password beside you when you're setting up, and do everything beside the ruler. So you're going to have the ruler and your phone beside it, and everything else is going to be beside it. So make sure you have everything there. If it's a case when you're doing it, it will always say successful. If it doesn't say successful when you're doing it, that means it hasn't connected to the Wi-Fi. So what you might need to do is, you might need to bring it back to factory program. If you want to bring it back to factory settings, you have to open, there's 2 screws on the outside where the speaker is. Just open those 2 screws, and on the right hand side you will see a little switch. Press on the switch for about 10 seconds, and you'll hear the voice prompt saying back to factory settings. Once you hear that, I would start again and see can you connect to it, and that should work perfect. Normally it works perfect the first time, but if it doesn't work perfect the first time, if you want to, you can try a second way. The second way that we use here is basically this here. So this is the second way that I'm going to put in front of you. So it's all printed out there. Basically what you need to do is, if you want to just pause this, you can, and just take your time doing it. This is the way I'd normally do it. It's basically a LAN cable. It's a small little cable that's connected to the back of your router and then into your camera. It's just a small computer. They call it a LAN cable. As I said, I normally do it this way, and it's very straightforward to do it that way. So you follow all the settings there, and then again you're going to go into, when you finish all that, you're going to go into your settings, and you're just going to go into time settings, and then just go down to the UTC 0 and press save. And basically that's you up and running there as well. So you can just unplug the LAN cable, and when you unplug the LAN cable, then you can just put your camera up wherever you want to. We take that out of your way there. The settings are the exact same, so if you want to put in your settings on the second way, just follow the first way, as I said, the different settings on your alarm settings. So you can put in the different times, etc., everything. You can put in your alarm prompts if you want. If you don't want to get notifications, you can just don't enable it. We're going to go, there's a third way as well. If you want to do the third way, basically what we do is we show you how to do the third way here. So I'm just giving you this here as well. So basically this one again, this is the third way. This is the reason you're only getting, normally you should have it done the first way. If you have a problem, you have a choice then the second and the third way as well. So you have a choice of doing the first, second, or third, but normally the first way will work. But I'm just giving you these. Again, if you want to pause this, you can just take your time doing it and follow everything that's on this here. So again, when you have all that done, you can go into your settings again, and you can put in whatever you want to. If you want to get notifications, the main thing I'd always say with this system here is make sure that your motion sensor is always right fully to the left hand side. You have your buzzer on there as well in there. If you want to have the alarm sounding coming on for 1 minute, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, you can have that set. These are excellent in sheds or indoors as well. You can have them in your house, just so in the kitchen area, over the kitchen press, and plug directly into a socket point there. If somebody did come into your house, you'll get a notification straight away. You can actually have this sword set as well, that the alarm will go off as well. So if somebody did walk into that room, the alarm will go off straight away. You will get notifications on your phone, so you'll actually see who's on your property. You can actually tell the people to leave your property from your phone, and it's very, very clear, the sound, and it's very loud, so you can actually hear, and they can hear you as clear as could be as well. So it's excellent. So basically that's the third way. Problems that you might come across. The problems that you'd normally come across with on this system is sometimes it mightn't connect. Say it mightn't connect to the Wi-Fi when you're doing the setup. So if it doesn't connect to the Wi-Fi when you're doing the setup, normally with the first setup it should. Just make sure everything is close beside it. You're right beside the router when you're setting it up. When you do everything, you should hear a prompt saying successful. When it says successful, you see straight away that you're online on your phone. And then you just go into your settings as well. The main thing is to make your time setting on the first one, is make sure that's done. And then if you want to, just go into your settings again and change if you want to have the buzzer on or if you want her off. The most important thing is when you are set up, you'll see on the front of your phone under the picture there's a little symbol. It's on the right hand side. It has defense. If you don't press defense on, your security light will not come on at night time, and you won't get any notifications. So you'll always have to have defense on if you want to get notifications on your phone, and if you want your security light to come on at night time. When you press defense, you'll see a little symbol then coming up on the left hand side, and like a little small little house on your phone. That means the defense is on. That means your security light will work perfect at night time. If somebody comes onto your property, the light will come on and it will go off. Normally after a minute and a half it will go off. If that defense is not on, that security light will not come on, and you won't get notifications on your phone. If it's a case that you're in work and you say to yourself, well, I don't want to be getting notifications if somebody comes into my property, just go into your settings and turn the enable off, and you'll see there where it has receive alarm prompts. Just turn that off. That means everything will work, that you can actually still see on your phone, see what's going on your property. And if there was somebody on your property, you can actually press, you'll see there's a little speaker on your phone. Once you press on that speaker on your phone and keep your finger on it, you can actually speak to the person and tell them to leave the premises. the main areas I would say when you're putting up the camera itself, either put it up on the left hand side or the right hand side of your property at a right angle. Don't have it pointing directly outwards, otherwise it's going to get constant false alarms all the time. It'll pick up movements on people walking, trees blown. So normally have a point, if it's pointing towards a doorway, if it's pointing towards a little driveway, but it's not picking people up next door. Anything you see on your phone, that's what the motion is going to see as well. So if it sees movement, it will set the alarm off all the time, and you will constantly get notifications all the time. So just have it either from roughly from the height, your bedroom height, first floor. Drill a small little hole. You might need to extend your cable on the power supply, plug it in, and have it at a right angle pointing downwards. As I said, it's excellent. The camera is excellent. There's two little LED lights. They're around 5 watts, so they're not using really any power, but they're fairly strong as well. And if somebody does come on your property, the light will come on. Again, with the timer, there's a little timer switch as well that you can set the timer switch. That if you wanted that light to come on at 10 in the evening and go off at 10:30, come back on at 12, go off at 2, come on at 3. You can set that. You can set it for about 10 or 12 different times to come on and off all the time. If you ever find that there's a problem that the light is staying on, say at night time you look out and your light is permanently staying on all the time, if you want to and it doesn't go off, you can just go into your time switch for setting the times, and say if it was say 10 o'clock this evening when you've checked it and you wanted to turn that, the light won't go off, just go into set the light to come on at say 10:05 and then put in to go off at 10:10 and that light will go off, just in case. I found sometimes now and again that the light might stay on. If it does stay on, again all you do is go into your settings, go into light settings, and just if it was 10 o'clock this evening, you put it, I'd put it on say 4 minutes past 10 to come on, even though it is on, and then I'd put it 8 minutes past 10 to go off, and you see at 8 minutes past 10 the light will go off. It's just now and again I've noticed sometimes that I think it could be the little relay might stick on them. Otherwise they're a perfect security light stroke camera stroke alarm. Basically that's everything. So as I said, if you take your time setting up, do the first setup, and the first setup should work perfect. If you're having a problem, then you could do the second, or you just, if you want to do the first setup again, just reset it. Take the two little screws out of the camera, reset the little switch on the right hand side for 10 seconds. You'll hear an alarm prompt saying back to factory settings, and that's it, and then just restart again. Basically that's everything now. Thank you.